The brutal attack of two women in Seattle's South Park neighborhood left this city stunned. Teresa Butts died in the attack. Her partner, Jennifer Hopper, still lives with the physical and emotional scars of that day all these years later. But she has turned that pain into a mission to help other survivors of sexual violence heal through the power of music. Jennifer joins Brandy Cruz live in studio this morning.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Jennifer,
Hi.
it's so good to see you. 10 years. July 19th will be 10 years. How much do you still live day to day with what happened to you and Teresa all those years ago?
Well, I would say that there's probably not a day that goes by that I don't think about it or I don't have a moment of recollection that something happened and that it changed something in me. But definitely with 10 years, you know, things change, like the way you think about it changes. And I feel so grateful for the things that have kind of helped me kind of shift from it feeling just traumatic every day to it feeling like a calling or a purpose.
I want to talk about your calling and purpose, and I don't want to make you sit here and relive it, but I do want to, for viewers who aren't familiar with this case, or maybe weren't here 10 years ago, there was a man named Isaiah Kalebu who had entered your Teresa's home and brutalized you for hours. Teresa ultimately jumped out a window, really sacrificing her life to try to get someone to hear or to know what was going on, and ultimately lost her life as a result of that. When did it turn for you from living with this thing that had happened constantly to saying, I'm going to do something, not only for myself, but for other people who have been victimized by sexual violence? I'm going to turn this into something else.
Well, I feel fortunate because really it was people coming to me, two dear, dear friends of Teresa's very quickly, probably within a month or two of losing her, had this vision for the organization. Now, of course, it turned into its own thing over time, but they did have a vision of doing something good and potentially using music as a way to process what we had all dealt with. They came to me within those few months and said, would you participate? And I said, I was still in shock, and of course I said yes. And suddenly, within 6 months, I'm in a studio recording music for a CD project that ultimately became the Angel Band Project and became this organization that helps survivors heal through music therapy. Did we think that was going to happen at that time? No. Did I have any concept of the impact that it would have? No. I just took one step in front of the other. That was all I could do at that time, and maybe that was the perfect way to process or the perfect way to move forward with this, but it was very soon.
So as you had mentioned, the Angel Band Project was born from all of this. For people who don't know, Teresa comes from a musical family, and you are a slammin' singer. I mean, such a good singer. For you personally, what is it about music that has helped you at least kind of go on the path towards healing and has helped others?
Yeah. For me, personally, as a singer, it's breath. Something about what it takes to sing a song or to make sound, it's calming. It's probably no different than when we're feeling stress and somebody says, just breathe in and breathe out slowly. That is singing. That time and time again has allowed me to calm down, to feel more centered and connected. What I've noticed for other people who maybe aren't a singer or musical in any way is that there's something universal about music. Anyone can hit a drum, anyone can play a little xylophone, and it doesn't have to sound good to make music. And I think we can be witnessed in a different way without having to say a word when we use an instrument to maybe demonstrate how we feel. And I have seen how people who don't even speak English can participate in our work and be witnessed and heard as if their language was understood. And it's beautiful.
You told me something 3 years ago. You and I sat down to talk about a story that had been written about you, a book that was coming out. You told me something I'll never forget. I know it might be hard to hear, but you had said that, your attacker cut your neck. You still have those scars today. And you told me sometimes when you're singing, you can feel them and they sting. Is it hard for you every day still when you sit here talk about this with me, when you do this project, when you sing? Do you still have those daily reminders?
Yes. Every day when I look in the mirror, I do see the scars, even though they've faded. And I remember a plastic surgeon asked me early on if I would want to have them, surgically removed. I don't think it's necessary, but I wouldn't. I think it's important to both let tough things go on some level, like let the anger, let the resentment go and fade, but I never want to forget. I think it keeps me focused on what's important. I think it keeps me grateful for all of the incredible things that I have in my life. So those reminders in some way provide support and solace. And I'm happy they're here.
I want to talk about something very positive. The reason we're having you in today. So July 19th will be 10 years to the day. The Angel Band Project is going to have a benefit concert here in Seattle. We can actually put the details up now if you guys want, at the Neptune Theater. Tell me why a benefit concert and what people can expect, because we want to get people in the doors.
Yes. Well, when we thought of how to honor that day, we realized that we could have done it, in our homes quietly with close friends and family, and that would have been beautiful. It would have been incredible. But so much of Teresa's legacy has been about community and been about serving the community and about music. And we thought, well, why don't we have an event? Why don't we have the community together? I love to sing. So,
and I will stress, really good singer. Really good singer if you haven't heard her sing.
So we thought, what a joy to bring people together in music. We have incredible musicians who are coming, and I have friends that have been singing with me since the very beginning somebody's spending their 40th birthday with us. And I think while we're going to be remembering something terrible that happened and honoring Teresa and her legacy, I think we'll also be making joyful music and bringing together community in that way. And I promise you it's going to be fun.
And one last question, Teresa.